Hello y'all, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a 1000 subscribers special. It's going to be roster update and layout update, probably combined into one video, because I'm not going to bother making two separate videos. So, this is every locomotive that I've collected, minus scrap shells I have. I have some shells upstairs that I'm not going to be bringing down because they're not going to be interesting. So yeah, let's go and get started. So starting things off here, we have a Norfolk Southern ST60. This is a 2017 Walther's mainline release. It's got soundtracks, sound in it. It runs pretty good. I've been wanting to get SD50/60. They pretty much look the same except for a few details. And I've also wanted to get a Norfolk Southern loco for a very long time, so I finally have one. Next up, we got a 2022 release. And I'll mention releases if I know when these were released. But we got a 2022 release, Athearn Genesis SD78. This is my first really Genesis rivet counter level detail locomotive, so it's missing a lot of parts. It's also missing a lot of the handrails. Next up, we have a Athearn Genesis 2002 release, SD70M. This one's the 4546. Right now, I am working on installing DCC in lights. It had DC, but I'm trying to convert it to DCC. Right now, it's got a decoder buddy inside. So yeah, I'm working on installing that. Next up, this is also a recent purchase along with the SD60, is this Athearn Genesis 2012 release. ES44AC. It's the older style ES44, the old phase, with the larger radiator section there. It's also got the ladder on the side. So my first Union Pacific Building America paint scheme locomotive. And I am going to install a PTC antenna on this. It's missing one of the side mirrors. We'll probably get a detailed part for that. Next up is a Broadway Limited Paragon 3 2019 release, ES44AC, clearly in the City Rail paint scheme. Well, obviously in a City Rail paint scheme. It's been weathered, and most of these locomotives have been weathered. Yeah. I might change up the handrails. The handrails just don't look that good, so I'm gonna probably get some handrails, new handrails for it. Next up is a Scale Trains rivet counter, AC 4400, painted for CEFX. It's one of the Austin train show pickups from this year. I believe in August. Yeah, it was in August. It's got ESU Loc sound. Yeah, it's got LED lighting. It's one of the newer releases, 2023, I believe. Next up is a Athearn Blue Box AC4400. It's in the Union Pacific paint scheme, and a good amount of my locomotives are Union Pacific. I do model the Union Pacific. I just like the paint scheme. So, yeah, it's been faded. It's more or less been weathered. And this is unlike the SD70M. It's getting DCC in sound. Next up is yet another Athearn Blue Box AC4400. This one's for Southern Pacific, but it's one of the unpatched locomotives. Some of these AC44s didn't get patched for some reason, and this is one of them. So yeah, but it's got the replacement fan, or the replacement AC unit on the fireman's side. It's got some lighting. I added some lighting, specifically LED lights, LED headlights, and walkway light on the front. Next up is a Union Pacific -9 Athearn Blue Box. It's been weathered. It's been faded down. It's like my really my first attempt at doing the patchy paint, and also the kind of toaster fire that these get. The turbocharger will tend to catch fire on some of these, and that's why I tried to model on this unit. And another locomotive I'll be getting to. Next up is a Bachmann Spectrum C41-8W 9404. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. Yeah, it's been lightly weathered by a friend. It kind of runs. I just have it. No real reason to have a Union Pacific -8, but yeah. I got this thing for like $5. Yeah. Next up is a Walthers, I think trolley train line, B40-8 for BNSF, but I patched it for $591. It's one of the stored locomotives. It's one of the locomotives that was stored in Galveston. It's currently in the deadline, as far as I know. Last time I saw it. And this also got a kind of toaster burn, but very light. Nothing compared to the 9711. Next up is 4039. It's a Athearn Blue Box GP60. This is from my very first train show. It's been heavily weathered. It's been pretty much detailed. It's my first attempt at doing a custom rotary beacon right there. Custom headlight, visors, and it's been overhauled quite a bit. You can see it's got my custom AC unit on the roof. This was my, I think, first attempt at doing detailing, and I think it's still decent. Not the best detailing I've done. I've done better. Next up is my GP40. It's probably going to be at least. I'm probably going to repaint this thing. for the locomotive at the Austin Steam Train Association. I forget what number it is, but it was former Horizon lease unit. Speaking of lease units, we'll be moving on to lease units next. So moving on to a few lease units, even though this one's not a lease unit, it's still Union Pacific. I put this with the lease units because currently it is. But this is Union Pacific 2738. This was my first attempt at, also one of my first attempts at doing the patchy paint on the roof. And yeah, it's a pretty decent. I've definitely gotten better with patchy paint using oils. This was all done with acrylics. I also faded it with acrylics. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just with acrylic paint, and it's like thinned down with a brush, and it's pretty basic. Next up is LTEX 8955. It's an SD40-2 Raleigh Exmo pack. Former Union Pacific. I just took an Athearn blue box Union Pacific SD40-2. I did the black roll-on patching and then weathered it from there. I also installed some decals. You can see there's a few decals on there. I think the other side. Yeah, the other side's got some other decals. Of course, it's got the LTEX decals. I just got that from off of a decal sheet. So yeah. That's the 8955. It's got the interesting spray painted on number boards. Eventually it did get proper number boards, but I'm modeling it with the spray painted number boards. And it's been pretty decently detailed. It's got the MU cable that's been plugged in on only one side. The other side is just dangling there, and it's got ditch lights on the end. And this uncoupling bar is operational. It does swing. You can kind of see that. It's got the Pepsi can MU receptacle. It's got the the flip up step on the front, the drop step, and it's got some custom ditch lights that I did. You can see it's got the custom lenses and some detailed West MU hoses. Next up is LTEX 6797. It's a Athearn SD45 T-2. Started off as Southern Pacific. I made only two videos. I don't know why I didn't continue the series, but I only made 2 videos on it. But I patched out Locomotive. It was former Southern Pacific, like the real thing. You can see right there, I completely patched it out. Put on some LTEX decals. And most recently, I renumbered the Locomotive. Forget what number it started off as. It was 9173. One small detail I did do, and it's only on this Locomotive, is I opened up some of the doors on that. And it's also missing one of the grills. But yeah, it's been weather. Like I did a beacon on the roof. So yeah. Next up is an XBN unit. This is FURX, I think 9093, I think. I just took an Athearn Radial BN SD40-2, and I detailed it from there. Did some weathering on the roof. See right there. Still need to do some more weathering on the roof. It's not quite done, and the handrails are in poor condition. So I'll have to get some new handrails when I have the time to, when I can. Yeah, it hasn't really been too detailed like these units. Next up it's just the Locomotive that I decided to get for fun. So yeah, that's next. So as far as things go for us, first part of the roster, I just picked up this Athearn Blue Box Southern Pacific SD40T-2, and as you can tell, it's in the Kodachrome paint scheme. I've always enjoyed this paint scheme, not always, but recently, as of 3 years ago. This paint scheme's just always been interesting, so yeah, decided to pick it up. I think for $20, I want to say. So yeah, next up is the Runaway Train set. So next up, right here we have the Runaway Train set. This was really fun to build. It's only been featured in 2 videos. I'll have to bring this thing out at some point. But we got the smashed up GP40. This is just a Athearn Blue Box Locomotive. I didn't want to use too expensive of a locomotive for these locomotives. So this is just an Athearn Blue Box GP40. This is a older Bachmann F7 and another Blue Box GP9. So next up is the passenger diesel I have. So last thing before we move on to the layout, we got a Athearn Blue Box P42 that I converted into a P40 by renumbering it and adding the second window in the back. It's just $8.19. You can see it's got a bit of a toaster burn on the back. And there's not much for the passenger diesels. I mean, both have been weathered. This one's we also got an F40 PH 271. So yeah, now we'll go ahead and take you all out to the layout. So moving on to the layout, quite a bit has changed since last time. Some of you might have been at the live stream that I did working on the layout. You'll see this has changed considerably. I actually replaced the track with Atlas Code 100 Flex Track. Also got a Pico switch, and this does have a Caboose Industries manual throw switch right here. This is actually connected with a piece of brass wire. You can see how that works. You'll see when I throw it. it does work. And the switch just leads to a small industrial area where we have the ethanol train. Normally, it would have a locomotive, but all my locomotives are out on the dining room table, so. Yeah, right now there's no locomotive on this right now. And one thing I just completed is this concrete plant. Just got this complete. I still need to get a track switch installed. Right now I have all these signals mocked up, but I have some Atlas signals on the way. But I'm going to install another Pico switch right here. It's just going to get installed in and the curve here actually might look a little bit too sharp, but it's not. You'll see. If they go in slow, but I mean it runs through. So yeah, and yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I got this PTC antenna installed. This is just scratch built, but you can see there's a decent amount of detail that I did. You can actually see the line that goes from the antenna all the way down to the bungalow. I also got the thing installed for Control Point Mountain City. So yeah, there's also this abandoned line here. I do have some tree things to install. I'll also have to install some trees on the layout. Also, an interesting detail I'm going to be doing to both the industrial tracks, besides color coding it, so the main line's going to get gray ballast. And these two industrial lines are going to get like beige ballast, like a light brown ballast. I'm also going to be installing some grass tufts on the industrial tracks. Sorry, this layout's a mess. I'm actually working on it right now. I've been working on this quite a while, this break. So, yeah, right now it's a mess. In general, I've been working on it a lot these last few weeks. But I was able to salvage the old crossing signals from the old layout. I have to glue the crossing bell back on the other signal, but these are the crossing signals you can buy off of eBay. Let's see right there. They're gonna go right here. No, probably I might be able to get them fully operational, but as of right now, I have nothing installed besides all the track. Yeah, see right here, I just have these signals mocked up. It's all mostly going to be single track. This is going to kind of be a residential area of only 2 houses, but still residential. I'm also going to be modeling the Ultorf Street grade crossing, so I got some Walthers Seamaster crossing signals. I also have a few kits to build right here. This stockyard is just going to go right here. It's not going to be connected to the main line or anything. So yeah, this is where I store most of my supplies. Of course, I have to put all this cork back in the box, but I mean, I have a bunch of tracker here, some other stuff right there. But yeah, all these, like this signal right here is mocked up just for this scene. It's going to be replaced, all these signals are going to be replaced with Atlas signals, Atlas/BLMA, because the company was bought out by Atlas. But I mean, this scene's going to look great. You can see that's a shot of just looking down the tracks. Looks nice with the overpass. This has been a problem right here. This joint has been a problem, the jointed section right here. It's kind of been a small problem with cars derailing, so I'll have to tweak that. Also, on the opposite end of the layout, there's also a section of jointed track that I have to fix due to the same reason, derailments. So yeah, that has to get fixed. So I just haven't had the time to fix it. This will eventually get replaced. I still haven't ordered a signal for that section, but yeah, scenery items are on the way. I just haven't gotten everything. Also, I've not mentioned this, I haven't talked about this yet, but there is going to be a bridge scene. You can see it's currently buried underneath stuff, but yeah, again, I'm just moving stuff around. Of course, this overpass is going to go completely to the back wall. Just haven't gone to the other stuff for the overpass, but yeah, scenery items. Track switch is coming. Just I have not had a chance to order it yet, so yeah, that all will be coming in. Right now, I'm just working on some scenery. I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, but this track in the background, this third track right here, is for the concrete plant. This is for the ethanol plant. In real life, the concrete plant would be further down that way. In real life, this is not a corner. In real life, this is a straight shot through town. We're modeling Buda. It's been an iconic spot. It's one of the only places on Union Pacific's Austin subdivision that has a horn zone, besides, I want to say, Taylor? And Shirts, I think. But those are far. So yeah, there's very few locations that actually do have horn zones still. All the other crossings are quiet zones. But in real life, the concrete plant is on the other side of the track, on this side. But due to space constraints, I moved it on the side. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. As always, this is BNSF 3815 out.